If you're a film fan, you'll be well aware that the London Film Festival is in full swing right now. It's got a great lineup and it runs until the 20th of October, which is next Sunday. Now, there are still lots of tickets left for plenty of films, so if you do want to catch one, here are some of my picks. First up, from Monday the 14th, is Like Father Like Son. Now, this is a Japanese film in which a set of parents discover that their baby was swapped at birth at the hospital, and they've in fact been raising someone else's child for the last 6 years. I've now missed this film twice, and sadly I'm going to miss it again, but you should not miss it because I've only heard amazing things about it. I would, however, recommend taking a box of tissues because I've heard it's quite a tearjerker. My second recommendation for Monday is going to be The Selfish Giant. This is the adaptation of the Oscar Wilde story about two young boys growing up in Yorkshire. I think this is going to be a great addition to British cinema, so I'd really recommend checking this out. My pick for Tuesday the 15th is As I Lay Dying. James Franco's kind of everywhere right now, and he's a little bit like Marmite, you either love him or you hate him. Anyway, this is one of his latest films. One of them? I don't know, he's got so many right now I'm kind of losing track. This is the adaptation of the 1930 William Faulkner novel about a southern US family's journey across the states to bury a body. James Franco wrote it, he directed it, he's in it, so I guess if you do like him, then this is the film for you. Moving on to Wednesday the 16th, my choice for this day is going to be We Are the Best, which is a Swedish coming-of-age tale about 3 teenage girls trying to form a punk band in the early 80s. It looks really warm-hearted, lots of fun, heard good reviews about it, so I think this is probably worth checking out. Alternatively, you could go and see Enough Said, which is the latest and the last film from James Gandolfini, who we all know sadly died earlier this year. It looks like a typical rom-com, but it does look very funny and quite charming, so you could always go and check that one out too. My first choice for Thursday the 17th is Don John. Surprisingly, there are still tickets left for Joseph Gordon-Levitt's directorial debut, which is very difficult to say. It's a film about a young man trying to overcome a porn addiction. It stars the man himself opposite Scarlett Johansson and looks like it will be a lot of fun. Also on Thursday there is a showing of Mother of George, which actually screened at the San Sebastian Film Festival and I heard was really, really good. It's a film about a Nigerian couple who are having difficulty conceiving a child, and it just touches on a lot of relevant issues, including tradition and modern day pressures of being parents and being married. My pick for Friday the 18th is Stranger by the Lake. This is a French thriller about a gay man who has a sexual encounter with someone who he later learns to be very dangerous and is soon sucked into this web of violence and jeopardy, I guess. It screened in Cannes and actually won a couple of awards, including Best Director, so I think that this is definitely one to look out for. I've heard it's a good commentary on love and sex and homosexuality and the danger of sort of anonymous encounters, which sounds very interesting. Really excited to see this one. On Saturday the 19th we have Labour Day, which is the latest film from director Jason Reitman, whose previous films include Juno and Up in the Air, both of which I love, so I'm already sold on this. Labour Day is about a quite withdrawn and isolated mother and son who chance upon a wounded man one day, who they bring into their house and who looks set to change their lives forever. It features an amazing cast including Kate Winslet and Josh Brolin, and for that alone I think it's worth seeing. And finally on to Sunday the 20th, which is the final day of the festival and also my birthday. Hint hint. Sadly this is the only day I'm going to be at the festival and I'm only seeing 2 films. But one of these films still has tickets left, so that's the one I'm going to recommend for today, and that is Locke. Now this is a new film starring Tom Hardy and Olivia Colman. I have to admit I don't know much about it, I'm kind of going in blind. I know that it features Tom Hardy in a car driving from Birmingham to London, and that's the only location of the film, which is already intriguing. I'm a huge fan of both of these actors, so I trust in their choices and expect it to be a very good film. Fingers crossed. The other film I'm seeing is Only Lovers Left Alive, which features my other favourite Tom Hiddleston. It's a vampire love story that was shown in Cannes, and I missed it there, so I'm really excited to see it this time. Unfortunately, that one is sold out, so tough, I guess. But as I've said, there are loads of other films that are still available, so don't panic, there'll be something that you'll enjoy, I'm sure. So those are my picks for this week for films to try and catch if you are in or around London. Now, I've only spoken about films that still have tickets available. Obviously that might change, so if you are tempted by one of the films I've talked about and find it is sold out, I do apologise. However, I have heard from a couple of very reliable sources that if you do want to try and see a film that has sold out, you can always head to the returns queue at the box office and try your luck getting a ticket an hour, half an hour before the film starts. I've heard the success rate is pretty good, so it's worth a shot. So if you are at the festival this week, have a great time and hopefully enjoy some great films.